You don't need discipline to achieve your goals, you need motivation. And I know this is very contrary to what all the people are saying right now about discipline and motivation, but I've recently come across a concept that I will explain to you in this video that has changed my entire mindset on discipline and motivation. So both motivation and discipline are fuels. So you can think of motivation as a strong and effective fuel and discipline as an emergency fuel. So when you don't have motivation, you can rely on discipline. This is a very simple and well-known concept. But haven't you realized that when you're working with motivation, you just end up blazing through the work and you actually enjoy it. And when you're done working, you even want to do a little more because you're motivated. It's a dopamine rush. You really enjoy going after that, achievement. But when you're relying on discipline, most of the time, for most people, you just can't wait to finish the task and just jump straight into something else. But the thing with motivation is that it doesn't last long and you're forced to rely on discipline in order to get your tasks done for the day. And that really sucks because in an ideal world, you would always have motivation and you would always get your tasks done and you would have probably achieved your goals by now. But what if I told you that there's a way to keep refueling your motivation so that you're constantly in that motivated state? Did you know that all these people you look up to, even David Goggins, don't rely on discipline, but they rely on a constant cycle of motivation. So for example, a fat person looks in the mirror, they don't like what they see, they go on a diet, they go to the gym, whatever, in order to solve the problem. After a few days or a week at most, they don't see results, so they get discouraged. But let's say they look at their body again in the mirror. Of course, they would be dissatisfied and they would again go on a diet and keep persisting and keep trying in order to get the body of their dreams. The point I'm trying to make is that it always comes down to your why. When you get reminded of your why, you get motivated. That's just how it works. That's where motivation comes from. When you see all these motivational videos, you get reminded of your why you're doing this, because you want to be famous, you want to save yourself, you want to save your family, whatever. You can think of motivation as sprinting and discipline as walking. So when you're constantly sprinting and refueling yourself, sometimes you won't be able to refuel yourself. And that's when you tap into the discipline, the emergency fuel. That doesn't mean that discipline is bad, like at all. It's actually very sustainable, especially if you have a long-term goal. But the interesting thing is that discipline and motivation rely on each other a lot. So basically, they're the same thing because you can't be disciplined without motivation. Just think about it. When you force yourself through a workout, it's not just because. You're not just doing it because you want to force yourself through a workout. You're doing it because you're thinking about your dream body. You're doing it because you have a reason to do it. You have a reason to be disciplined. So that alone is a kind of motivation. Another thing is that you have to find passion in what you're doing. And I don't mean that in a cutesy way, like, oh, I like painting, so I'm going to paint for a living. That's not what I mean. What I mean is that you have to be passionate about achieving your goals. So you know how people are passionate about certain interests or subjects like football. They immerse themselves into it and they know everything about it. Your main interest and all you should be thinking about is your goal and how you're going to get there. So for example, you're passionate about saving your family from poverty. So it's all you think about. It's all you're interested in. You watch videos about it. You do everything. That way, like if you are really passionate about it and it's your top interest, it's all you think about, there's no way you're ever going to struggle with motivation. Like if you genuinely enjoy it and you genuinely enjoy the vehicle that will take you to your goals, like for example, building a business, you're really passionate about knowing how a business works so you can achieve your goals. You have to be passionate about it. If you really do that, you will never struggle with motivation. You will get miles ahead from the person that forces themselves through it. So the point of this video is that if you want to be motivated all the time, you have to focus on your why. You have to reflect on why you have started this in the first place. And that way you will never ever struggle with motivation again. Just think about your why all the time. Just find a way to always bring yourself back to the why. And if it doesn't work, then you can tap into the discipline, the emergency fuel. I hope you got something out of this video and I hope I helped you with this video. I know it's a short video, but thank you so much for watching.